Welcome to the Coaches Show. I'm Brian Stanley. Joining me, as always, is the head coach of your Mission Prep Royals, David Schuster. Coach Schuster, welcome back to the Coaches Show. It's your show, so I guess thanks for having me. It's been a great run this season. We're in week 10 now. Your team is 8-0 on the year, chasing the Ocean League crown, and it comes down to this week. But let's talk about last week. Scoring 63 points in a shutout against the Templeton Eagles. In the last 2 weeks, your team has put up 123 points. This is the first game last week against the Eagles. 200 yards passing, 200 yards rushing in a game all season. 210 yards passing for Kobe White and a combined 235 yards rushing out of the backfield for your squad. Talk a little bit about this offense, and I kind of call this the perfect offense because it's like 20/20 vision. Everything's just going right.
Obviously, it just so excited about where the team's at. We've just come together in a special way. The entire offense is clicking at a level that it's taken a lot of work to get there, but it's really special when you see it and you can feel it when we're going into drills. They know every drill. They know the answer to the drills. The coaches are kind of almost just standing there watching at this point. Like there's not a whole lot of like the kids are kind of coaching themselves as they go through it. It's just become automatic and very rhythmic for them. They know the answers to all the problems. The quarterback is playing really, really well. Our backup quarterback is really doing some special things. Our wide receivers are dynamic and getting better every week. Our tight ends are doing great things. Our running backs are doing their job at a high level. I couldn't be more proud of where the team's at. I feel like they've really put themselves and elevated themselves to a level that gives us a great chance to do something crazy in D2. And there's been, in a weird way, there's been a lot of playoff talk. We're playing slow this week, and everyone's kind of doing a lot of hey, what happens with playoffs, and all these different scenarios and stuff with playoffs. And we've really tried to keep everyone focused on this week. But if there was ever a team that could realistically compete and do something crazy in D2, it's probably this team. And they've really put themselves in an amazing position, and they continue to do that Friday night against Templeton, and just very happy with where we're at.
Not only did you reach that 200 milestone this year, but Kobe White reached a milestone of opening his passing game up to 5 receivers for the first time this season. And that just means he's becoming more of a threat as a passer, and your receivers are becoming more of a threat at downfield, which opens up your running game, resulting in 4 rushing touchdowns. George Kardashian, Drew Harrigan, Jacob Castaneda, and Gage Cheney all getting a touch into the end zone with the rock. Now, on the defensive side, we really felt that the Mama Leah's Pizzeria player of the game, we being Stephen Hodges and I, went to a defensive player this week because of the shutout, that goose egg that the team left for the Eagles. And that is David Lurera played a tremendous game on defense. We call his name quite often. Talk about his performance this week, Coach, and the performance of the defense to put up that goose egg.
Yeah, I'll quickly finish off the offensive segment just by saying, we felt going into that game, Kobe was throwing the ball really, really well, and especially with, some light rain, and it kind of creates some slick balls and slick, the slick grass and different things that were going on. Kobe was slinging it around really, really well, especially in pregame, and we felt like he was going to be able to do some nice things on the field. Probably his most complete game he's played this year. And it makes our offense very dynamic, and it puts the defense in a tough position where they got to choose what they want to defend and gives us openings in other areas that, this year we feel like we've got athletes that can take advantage of all those openings. And so, but, on the defensive side, Recon played really well. They all rallied at the football, very physical at the point of attack. And David Luera was also our team player, the Royal Player of the game as well. So I think it's three weeks in a row we've been in alignment here. David was in the backfield and constantly causing havoc for him. He's really, him and his brother both, Mario and David, have played a number of different positions for us throughout the years. They continue to just, wherever we have a weakness, we put a Luera brother there, and they instantly make it a strength. It's rare when you find guys who can do that, and it's even more rare when they're twins. And it's been a major asset for us that we can utilize those two in the ways that we've been able to, where, I mean, shoot, at one point, David last year in the spring was our quarterback and our fullback and our tight end and our defensive end and a linebacker, and we even had a rover at one point. Like, these guys are just, they're wired in a different way, handle their business in a special way. Great in the classroom. They're very intelligent young men. You can teach them and coach them some things, and they're instantly going to understand it and know what's going on. They learn very well kinetically. David continues to just stand out and be an impact player in every way for us. I'm deeply proud of him. It's kind of been a long time coming because other kids have gotten recognized, and he's kind of been understated a little bit this year. We asked him to move to D-line this year just because of roster and position needs, and we felt like it was going to make our defense truly special if we had him on the D-line. He's done an amazing job, and I could not be more proud of that young man.
Yeah, and you mentioned his brother Mario. I just want to throw out, he had 3 catches for 45 yards against the Eagles, just to kind of round out the brotherhood there. Yeah. And I want to thank our sponsor, Central City Motorsports, retailer and installer of AutoFlex Air Ride Suspension. Visit them at centralcitymotorsports.com or give them a call, 805-345-3080. And Coach, moving on to the college ranks, we have a meeting of Royals on the field, per se, in San Jose this weekend, as Wyoming comes to town to meet the Spartans. Dalton Strauss, a 2019 grad from Mission College Prep at Wyoming, coming to town, gets to shake hands with Asani Berkeley, a 2020 grad from Mission College Prep, who is currently at San Jose State. Talk a little bit about that excitement. This is the first time I think you've had 2 players on opposite teams meet on the field.
It's my first time at Mission Prep. We had that happen at Grace Brethren, and that was also really special when that happened there too. But yeah, first time at Mission Prep. Really just pretty excited about it. I think a lot of people circled this date on the calendar in the Mission Prep community. It's my understanding that there's going to be a little bit of a caravan going up to that game to watch both of them and support both of them. Both of them are well loved in our community. We care deeply about both of them. Dalton, the absolute definition of a warrior. Just was an amazing team captain during his time here, and he's got a burst of speed that people don't understand. And he's incredibly strong. It's my understanding that he could actually compete in the Wyoming State weightlifting championships that they have out there, and he actually would probably win it. He's one of the strongest kids in the football program. He loves doing it. He loves working out. He loves getting himself better in every aspect of his life. And Asani has really, man, I'm so proud of the way that young man has just grown, and the way he's operating at San Jose State. It's my understanding that he's become a major scout team player for them and is impacting them a lot, especially in special teams, because he's so dynamic as an athlete that he's been able to give him a lot of good looks there in the special team stuff. So just really happy that those young men are representing our program the right way and doing all the right things, and that they're having success at the next level. Everyone in our community is actively rooting for them and their success. And I would extend on that Carlton Brown and Chase Jones and Braden Farr and Brian Cowell. our community is very proud of them and the way they're continuing to operate. So, and I will also say there are some other young men that I did not coach from that 2016-2017 class that Chad Henry coached that are entering their senior years. Jacob Christian is one that really stands out at St. Francis, who continues to do great things there. Really, I've gotten several notes from St. Francis just continuing to just espouse all the great things that young man is doing there. So it's not even so much me and my program. It's just more of a mission prep type of thing. Hey, we train young men to do special things at this school. And so very proud of every one of them, and our community is actively supporting them. Excited for these young men playing on Saturday. I don't really, I'm not really picking one over the other. Excited for both programs, excited for both young men, and excited to see them get after it.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned Carlton Brown, because the excitement will carry on till next week, the first week of November, as the Spartans then travel to Nevada to play the Wolfpack. So then Asante Berkeley and Carlton Brown will be on the same field together, and they were teammates side by side, catching balls. So it's a back-to-back weeks of excitement. I'm excited as a Mission Prep fan, as a Spartan fan, as a Mountain West fan. This is like the trifecta for me. But let's move on to the granddaddy, the main event this week. Everybody's clamoring about it. The SLO-Town Showdown, Coach. This is the 7th meeting all-time between Mission College Prep and San Luis Obispo High School in football. The Tigers 5-0-1. The last meeting, 1994, Coach. I hear you have the record books in front of you. Why don't you crack those open and give us a little peek at what information you were able to pick up with Vic Eckland?
Yeah, no, Vic was very instrumental in helping me kind of, because I knew that everyone's going to be asking the question, what's the history between the two schools? We play them regularly in every other sport. Football, speaking honestly, football at Mission Prep has never been big enough to compete historically with San Luis Obispo. San Luis Obispo for many, many years was an absolute powerhouse.
Yes.
And Mission was never really on the same level. And it kind of hurts to say it, but it's true. And so anyway, Vic, you can't really have any part of this conversation without talking about Vic Eckland. He was the head coach there for many years. One of the, just a historic program. He had great success. He's a Hall of Fame coach. And then he was the AD at Mission Prep. And so he's deeply tied to both communities. And he's actually the AD who hired me and brought me in. And so there's a lot of my success that I owe to Vic as well. And Vic, that first year was extremely helpful to me and kind of helping mentor and teach and show me some things that I needed to see and learn as a new head coach. So I'm deeply thankful to Vic, and he and I continue a great relationship. But he helped me put together the list here. And the first time they played was 1929. SLO beat them 26-0. And the last time SLO and Mission played was 1994, and SLO beat Mission 41-0. And Mission has never beaten SLO in football. And I will tell you, though, from a rivalry standpoint, you got to love how much chirping's been going back and forth between both schools. It feels very much like, I grew up in Simi Valley, played at Simi Valley High School, and Royal was every week or every year. It was Royal Week, like the schools, both campuses kind of shut down almost. It was so big. This feels a little bit more like, again, kind of from my neighborhood, Oaks Christian and Westlake. It's a more recent rivalry, and when they finally did start playing each other, and it took some time for that to actually get going. There was a lot of animosity there. There was some intense battles on the field. And most of the time when those two teams played each other, it was for a league title or for a CIF title or some combination of the two. And so it kind of just ramped up the intensity of the rivalry. And I love the fact that we are finally playing SLO. And we've been wanting to play them for a while. It just never worked out. The has been a game I've been waiting and ready for quite some time, and we finally get it, and it's perfect that we're finally playing for the league title. Just ramps up the intensity even more, makes it feel like, okay, this is going to be something where people are going to be talking about it. There are major ramifications involved for it, and it's kind of a testament to both programs that, no one else has beaten SLO in our league, and SLO's been dominant, as have we. And this just feels like, man, if you're going to really kick this thing off, this is the way you're going to do it, and this is the right way to do it. And excited for it. Obviously, both campuses, my understanding, certainly from Mission Prep, we're pumped up. We're excited. We can't wait to play. And from all the different chirping and different things I've been getting and other people have been getting, it sounds like they're pretty fired up for it too. And that you got to love it. These are the games everyone wants to play anyway.
Oh, when we got the schedule, this is the first game I marked. I want this game. And I didn't realize, I knew it was going to be a big game because it's the SLO-Town Showdown, but I didn't realize the ramifications that were going to come with it by the time we got to the game. This is a winner-take-all Ocean League championship game. I get it to broadcast my first championship game in my career, Coach, and it's beautiful that it's a winner-take-all. This isn't, somebody gets a share of it over here, or somebody gets part of it over there. Winner takes all. The Tigers 6-2, 4-game winning streak once entering league, 4-0 in league. Mission Prep 8-0, 4-0 in league. One challenge the Tigers have faced all year, they're true road warriors, as their stadium at home has been under major renovations and it basically closed down all year. So they've been on the road, playing every game on the road all season long. Road Warriors not having that home crowd advantage, pulling out a 6-2 record is very impressive when you don't have those 5 games at home to try to balance things out. Mm-hmm. And Coach, I'm at a loss for words here, but.
Well, I will also say, SLO's had a number of quarterbacks that got hurt. It's kind of limited some of the stuff on offense, and you can kind of see it. And this kid that they have, 15, has grown every week, and he's a legitimate athlete.
Yeah.
And it's my understanding that there's going to be some other kids that are going to probably come back and play this week and get out there, which we're excited for. We can't wait. It just everything about this week is what you want it to be. The energy, people getting fired up. The records honestly don't matter, but because the records are what they are, that just adds another layer to it. Yeah. And it's what you want a league title to be. You don't want shares. You don't want different aspects. It's like, hey man, one team wins the whole thing, and may the best team win type of deal. They're well coached. They definitely know what they're doing. I can say that they're probably the second best defense we've played all year behind Central Valley Christian. They've given a lot of people problems on defense. They move around and they move with intensity. Number 50 is legit. That kid can play really, really, really good linebacker. And it's exciting. And this is the game that everyone's been wanting. It's the game that we've been having to constantly tell people, hey, stay focused on this week and do your job. Stop thinking about SLO. Stop thinking about all these other things. Do your job this week. And when we get to that week, then we'll enjoy it. And we're finally here in this week. And you can tell people are definitely enjoying it. But I'm very happy with the team and where we're at, and the fact that they are very much focused on their job. And that's exciting. So.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I was at a loss for words, partly because I'm at the bottom of my notes. But Coach, 7 p.m. on PrepSportsNetworks.com is how you can watch the action. We will be doing a special presentation, our second one of the year for junior varsity. Kickoff on that game, 4 p.m. Just a stream only, so you can enjoy the broadcast wherever you may be. So tune in for that, 4 p.m., PrepSportsNetworks.com. Again, kickoff 7 p.m., pregame 6:45. I wanted to add, I jumped past this in our notes, Coach, for that Wyoming-San Jose State game. You can catch that on FS2 on television, whatever channel it may be on whatever provider you have, or you can get the game streamed on the Varsity Network app on iOS or Android with my buddies Justin Allegre and Kevin Richardson. Two great guys calling the game for San Jose State. Wonderful broadcast set up there. Definitely check that out if you want to check. If you're not going to the game, a great way to listen to it. Coach, anything else to add before we wrap this show up today?
Last thing I'll say is if you want tickets to the game, you got to purchase them online and go to our website. We are capping attendance at 2,000. And we've already had a number of tickets bought pretty rapidly. We don't have the capacity to hold a whole lot more than that. And so we're going to have to cap it a little bit. And I know there's some people unhappy about that, but, I don't really care. Let's show up and compete and get after it. And I will also say, if you can't watch the game in person, we have a fantastic live stream and you can always watch it there. So
thank you, Coach, for the kind words. Again, you can catch the game 7 p.m. kickoff right here, prepsportsnetworks.com. I'm Brian Stanley for David Schuster. Thank you for joining us.